Oh, there it is. Ooh, we got lots of lag today. Yeah, it's just stream lag. Okay. Yeah. This is fun. All right, looking at chat today. It's always that kind of thing. It's always that. It's like, I don't think people, like, I hope people get that's what's fun about it, you know? Like, I definitely just, like, turned off my face for a second. So I'm using live link. Like, I have to point my iPhone at myself every time. Oh yeah, like the standard deviation helmet. Not yet. That's gotta happen. Yeah. I'm getting texts from loved ones, people saying that, like, we know that they can hear us, right? And yes, we know. We know. Yeah. This is great. This is cool. We got, you know, we can start whenever we want. That loading screen, that's just for, you know, it's just for production value. So yeah, we are like a good, like, 25 seconds away. Because, like, everyone who's, all of my people are, like, texting me, opening the door, being like, we can take it everywhere. We can, you know that that's happening, right? It's like, yeah, I know. All right, you wanna just kick this off? Do you wanna just kick it off, like, just, we're, like, this is us live right now, like, here you go. Yeah. Oh, okay, so, hold on, I'm being told that they can only hear you. I don't think that's the case. Can everybody in chat hear me? Okay, before we get going, while our loading screen. Yeah, and it will take them a second because we got that serious lag. I think, is there some connection between, like, your internet? Like, if your internet's slow, it just compiles longer on the server or something like that. I just noticed it's been very much a problem lately. So yeah, I only hear Woody? I've been told, oh, then maybe that's, oh man, wife just told, okay, so they can't hear you, which means everyone's getting a one-sided dialogue, which is an even bigger fail. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we can enjoy our privacy for, I'm gonna turn my mic off now. Let's just go live. You ready?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Here we are.
Hello.
We're live.
We're live. I can't say very high-pitched stuff right now because I'm sick, but
oh my gosh. Hey, everybody. You got me, Woody, and we have Syafire in the house today, which is amazing. So happy to have you. Welcome on board. We don't have like a cool name for like where we are, like your show does. Yours is like the Sapphire Star. This is like the virtual Woody variety show office space or something
room,
like.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So that's what's up. Wow, you're like a lot bigger than me. Let me Let me just.
I can zoom out a little bit too.
No,
if you need me to.
I got this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like. Here we go. We got a lot of lighting glitches today, and I know why that's happening. So if you're in the chat and you can see that, totally expectable. I hope no one's having any problem. I see it's flashing quite a bit. I hope that's not like a problem for anybody for like any specific medical reason. But otherwise, yeah, that is pretty bad, right? Wow.
The neck shadow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. Cool. Chat. Is that how is everybody dealing with that? It's between like like a rough how bad my shadow is and like you want to see a dark shot or a flashy shot. That's what we're at today. So we were just talking before we got started about how like stuff always goes wrong on these, and like Syafire is watching me like set up all of my stuff, and it was you said like, oh wow, this is what did you say? You said it was relatable or something like that, and I thought
so relatable, the struggle. Yep.
Yeah, it feels like you're the only one in the world though who's like, yeah, let me put all of these weird pieces of plastic on my hands and then let me go into a room where like, oh, my hand doesn't work.
Yeah.
What just happened
happens,
here?
Your hand just gets stuck in midair.
Yes.
See guys, this is VTuber problems, like where we just like, oh yeah, I know when that happened in my hand. Yep. I know what you're going through, bro.
Yep, totally. All right. Let's get me out of this problem. Here, yeah. All right, I'm gonna lock everything up.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. So I'm chilling now. I can talk to you safely. Let's see if I'm gonna see if anyone's responded about the flashing.
Okay.
My little bro Dwight is in the chat, and he said virtual Woody corporate headquarters, which I like.
Perfect.
Yeah. Let's see. Can we all live with that amount of glitching? Because I think it's gonna happen. Sunny Little Dragon art. I use Unreal Engine a lot for university and personal projects, and I can confirm it's like to mess with sometimes. It likes to mess with you for no reason at all. That's awesome.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for being here. It's so much fun to have Syafire here. I don't know about you, but I'm actively suppressing my ADHD. So. Yeah, it feels good to like be able to explain that simply. Like it feels good to have someone else who knows what's going on without like, it's awkward for guests I think who aren't VTubers to be on, because then they're like, yeah, here's just me sitting here and everything's fine with my normal arms that work.
Right.
So, Syafire, thanks so much for coming on. Good to have you. We're gonna do a lot of cool stuff today, everybody. Really exciting things going on here at the Virtual Woody headquarters. So one thing, we're going to be talking a lot about creativity today and Syafire and getting to know Syafire better, because you're new to the show, and it's and we're somewhat well acquainted, but not tremendously. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you too. We're going to cover the gamut, and then when we're done, I've got something crazy for everybody today. Whoa, that's a spoiler. Whoa.
Spoiler!
Yikes, I hit the wrong camera. So here I am here sitting at my desk, and then what's behind that curtain? So that's the big reveal. In the title, I know we're playing VTuber games, so we're gonna play a game of some kind. Syafire's gonna play this game. It's behind that window. What the heck is it? All right.
Yeah, that curtain looks like grandiose. It's so nice. I love it.
Yeah, I need to full screen that actually, so everybody can see. Yeah, it's pretty it's pretty nuts. So that's waiting for us at the end of this conversation. So high anticipation. I'm gonna not try to think about it and try to fight the sleep deprivation it took to program that game. So
oh my goodness, you're a trooper.
Yeah. You're a trooper too, because it takes a special soul to contend with this much chaos. Whoa, I accidentally just opened the curtain. Oh my gosh.
I didn't see anything, yo. I was blinking. You're fine.
I accidentally just did it. All right, I'm holding this view. I'm gonna be in close up now till it's time. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Let me just back up a little bit so it's like, because it's yikes. Well, then your focus goes away. Hold on.
It's so cool how it does like that autofocus and unfocus. I love that.
I programmed that myself. There is an autofocus.
So
it kind of works in Unreal, but I don't like it, so I made a different one.
It looks fantastic. Great work.
Yeah, it's been it's funny. It's like all this stuff like that I'm like kind of talking about like not quite working perfectly usually ends up kind of creating all of the learning that I get out of this stuff, which I wondered if you could relate to. It's like every time you like mess something up, you kind of like you learn that much more from it.
Yeah, absolutely. In my art class that I was in earlier today, our professor, she's like, yo, the faster you guys can make mistakes, the faster that you can learn. And it's true. You got to just dive in and see what happens when something breaks. Be willing to problem solve.
Yeah, totally. I think that'll come up again at some point. It's something I've been like referencing a lot because this is the 4th ever episode of the Virtual Woody Variety Show. So, and once again, thank you for coming. But the that's having me. That's been a constant theme of something we've been talking about on these streams is like when things go wrong, things that are new always go wrong, but things that go wrong also teach us a lot. So
yeah,
okay. Then let's interview time. Syafire, tell me about yourself as far as you can, because like what's fun about being a VTuber is that you don't there's like a layer between you and between Syafire and between this conversation. So like, but take me back a little bit. Like, when did you become Syafire? No, take me back before that. I'm gonna ask you this: when did you first start having your experiences with creativity?
Yeah. So the beginning of creativity for me really started with in high school. I've told this story a few times on my stream before for those who know me. And hello, for anybody who doesn't know me, as what he said, my name's Syafire. And my voice doesn't usually sound like this. I've lost my voice because I've been sick, so I'm sorry if I sound really like weird. But yeah, so where my creativity kind of came from is back in high school. So I started off kind of exploring like different realms of creativity. I knew there's like this passion and this fire inside me, but I really wasn't sure where to place that energy yet. So like I started out with music. I started out in band, and I liked band, but it wasn't like quite clicking. It wasn't quite there yet. So I left band my freshman year of high school.
Wait. Yeah, what did you play? What did you play in band?
I played the clarinet.
Dude, nice.
Did you play in band?
I did. I played the glockenspiel and various percussion instruments.
Yo, let's go the glockenspiel. Dude, I don't know about you, but I was trying to learn the triangle. I don't know if I'm that skilled, man.
I don't think I ever figured it out. I don't even think I got the basics down. I was horrible at band.
Oh man, yeah, band is an absolute experience, and I liked it a lot. Like, it was really good. But so I started in band, and then I moved into choir next because, again, I really like music, and music has definitely carried with me throughout my creative journey. But it still like wasn't quite it. I took music and I did choir my second year of high school, and then all of a sudden I got involved in the art department because there was something called the 4x5 show at the school that I was going to, and it was these really tiny like little art pieces, and it was this huge show, and like people would come in from like the city. It's like really renowned, and I was like, how do people create such beautiful artwork? I want to get involved in this more. And I was taking some like computer art classes throughout the first few years, but that's when I really shifted my focus, because I was like, I want to create something that makes me feel this way. And it wasn't only like through that 4x5 show, but like playing League of Legends. That's a game I really like. All the arts, all the storytelling in that game, through watching movies and watching animators on YouTube. Every single time I watched a piece that just changed my perspective, it made me view the world a little bit differently. I was like, I don't know what that is, but I feel something so strong, and I want to be able to do that for people. Like, I want to make them feel like they can accomplish anything, or they have like this fire or this drive to go out and do something. And that's kind of like where creativity started for me. And Yeah, and I want to continue to pursue that. And there go my hips.
Ah.
uh,
Feel free to do whatever you need to do to fix yourself. It's like the chair swallowed you. Oh no.
Yeah, my chair likes to swallow me up. And dude, what happened to my?
Did you block a sensor? I think we both use Vive trackers, right? So like probably we're gonna have the same problems throughout this stream.
Yeah, my trackers are always under my desk. I need to get a better setup, but it's because my desk blocks the lasers.
Yo, my mom is in the chat tonight, and she is asking about where the glockenspiel stuff is at the house because she wants to know. I don't know, Mom. I don't know what's going on with that.
You need to find it, yo. You need to bring back the glockenspiel.
I would love to bring it back virtually.
Start a band.
Something I think about all the time is virtual instruments. Like the stuff that the stuff we could develop to play music in this space would be. Yeah. I mean, it's just.
Have you seen the Rococo YouTube video with the guy playing the drums?
I can't believe I haven't. I can't believe that I'm saying no.
I'm gonna have to send that to you. It's crazy. It's literally what you're talking about right now. And he like plays drums so realistically in this virtual space. That's really cool.
Are you talking about Citizen Meta 1's drum space?
I don't know if it was Citizen's. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Citizen.
I think that's him. Like he did a Vicon rig where he tracked his sticks. Like, did you see that? I think
that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Oh my gosh, that was insane. That was absolutely wild. Super inspiring. So back to the story. So like band didn't quite click, but you were playing League, and then you were like, wow, look at all of this beauty before me. I am resonating.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, League of Legends is a huge part of what, for anybody who doesn't know it, it's a game. It's a video game produced by a company named Riot Games. They're a AAA gaming company, so they sell pretty big titles. League of Legends being one of their biggest. And so for their characters, they have different like outfits and skins, basically that your character can wear. And like when I'd see those skins, I was like, this is literally so beautiful. Like I want to create stuff like that. And like I said, that feeling just stacked on top of itself. It wasn't only in League of Legends, it was also in a YouTube video that I saw of somebody animating a character doing something, or it was in a movie or like a piece of film or a show. And I was like, I need to bring just whatever this is. It's just this feeling. I can't even explain it. Like that I get when I experience something creative and when I experience something really fulfilling and great, that makes me, like I said, just want to do something. I don't even know what, but it makes me want to get up and it makes me want to say, let's go, dude. This is life. And that's what creativity kind of like does for me.
Yeah. Okay, this is like something I've been wanting to talk about on the show. Is it, and this is maybe early in the process, but like, do you know what synesthesia is?
Tell me about it.
Synesthesia is this thing, I'm wondering if you have it. Synesthesia is this thing where your brain sort of crosses signals in interesting ways. It's not harmful or anything. It's not like a medical condition or anything, but it's this thing where people basically you encounter something, your brain encounters a certain type of thing, and then you have a reaction in like a different sense or space or phenomenon. So I'll throw mine out there. I wanted to make a chart when I came in, but I see every letter of the alphabet and every number in a specific color. Like it's a weird thing.
I've heard about that before.
Yeah, but it can also be kind of like what you're talking about when someone has like a visceral reaction to things. Like I remember a friend of mine who's an amazing artist, and he was telling me, he's like, I had a burger the other day that was so good I wanted to flip a table. Like the way he experienced so much of like his his creativity and his process was like feeling things in his body that weren't related to like what he was looking at specifically.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I've heard of that happening before. And I don't know, like, do you think all humans are like kind of born with that? Or do you think it's something that only like certain people kind of have?
So they've done studies on it, and it's not like genius just for geniuses or something like that. It just like kind of happens to people sometimes. And like most people, especially like the numbers and letters thing is the most common actually. But like of people who get that, basically like the way that works, like I said, it's not like an extra cognitive ability thing, and everybody sees those numbers and letters different.
Yeah.
except for like 1 year in like the 60s when like they realized a bunch of kids were in kindergarten and they were all looking at the same like magnets on a fridge that had the same colors on them, like those letter magnets they put on fridges.
Yeah.
It was something like that, or it was like a chart in an elementary school or something like that. So like I think I probably just like picked it up while I was learning numbers and letters like a long time ago.
Wow.
But
That's
but
really
like
cool.
but yeah, but like it's you mentioned it's not entirely different from what you're talking about, because you're mentioning you had this like experience with seeing stuff that like it gave you some kind of extra feeling. So
Yeah.
it's not the same as like a different sense, but it's like you are encountering stuff that is like changing your brain in ways that you like aren't related to what you're looking at.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of people I think like from an outside perspective would describe that as like passion or drive. And I'm sure you've heard that before, like based off of your personality, like somebody telling you you're passionate or you have drive. And I don't know, like, so that goes to the question, like, I'm curious about your thoughts on like passion and drive. And if you think it's something that you're inherently like born with, or if it's something you can seek out and find.
Um, that's interesting, right? Because that seems like a personality thing. Um,
Yeah.
let I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna write that down, and then
Yeah.
I want to bring that back up because we started down a path here, and I got a little sidetracked, as I do.
It's
you know.
okay.
It just happens especially on this show. So where does passion come from?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. I think we'll get there.
Yes. Awesome.
Specifically though, like talking to you though, there's people in the chat who don't know even what a Syafire is. So you got really into games and you got into animation and you were watching all this stuff go down and you're like, okay, I resonate with this. What happened next? What was did you have like a formative experience? Did you go make something? Like what did you do next?
Yeah. So, man. Okay, so when I was in high school, I had all this realizations, and I started taking AP art classes. Again, for anybody who doesn't know, that's like advanced art classes. And there was a point where I was really struggling like with my creativity and with my art, and like I was gonna stop and I was gonna quit because I was like, man, all these people are super skilled. Like, there's no way I can create something like as fantastic as these people. And I actually went to my counselor at the time, like my school counselor, and I told her like I'm thinking of dropping out of my AP classes because you have to get like a thing signed before you leave like an advanced class like that.
Mhm.
And she pushed the paper back to me. She's like, "How about you take a day to figure this out?" And I got super mad. I was like, "No, dude, I'm just done with this creativity stuff. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to keep like facing these like demons in my head like every time like trying to figure out how to push forward." And she's like, "No, like you come back to me in like a few days, and if you still want to drop, okay." So I was really upset at first. I was like, "Man, I don't want to do this." And I was just sitting in the hallway helping hang up like 4x5 paintings after school. And one of my art teachers comes up to me and he asked me like I was crying, and he's like, "Why are you crying?" And I was like, I just really want to make this work. I love creativity, but I don't understand how people get to this level. Like, I don't understand how you can make a human like feel so just powerful through a piece of art, but I want to give that to people and I just don't know how. And I'm thinking of giving up. And he told me, don't give up. If you feel that feeling, like that's the very reason to keep on fighting, and that's the very reason to keep on going. So when he told me that, I made a decision right there and then. I was like, I'm either doing this, man. I'm either going full in and my life is going to be all about creativity, or I'm walking away and I'm going to do something else. I literally viewed it that black and white. And then I decided, I was like, I guess I'm doing this. Let's go. We're going to do this, and I'm going to die trying like my best to be as creative as I can and to spread this energy and this passion. And ever since that day, I made that decision, and I've never stopped trying to improve myself, both from a creative standpoint and from a personal growth perspective.
So it sounds like you kind of just snapped. You were like feeling really discouraged, and then the world around you was like, "Hold up, don't quit just yet." And then you're like, "I guess I just gotta like completely double down on this."
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went, and that's not the first time that's happened. And for anybody else who's creative out there, you kind of hit these cycles where you're kind of in like, if you think of a circle and you cut a circle in half and the upper half of the circle is light and the bottom half is dark, and it's kind of like the hero's journey for anybody who's familiar with the hero's journey.
Oh yeah.
You kind of go like as a creative throughout your life where you're in the light half of the circle where everything's really great and you're like experiencing things, and then you hit the dark half where you collapse, and it's kind of the circle in this pattern that you hit over and over again as a creative and as somebody in your like just as in life in general. And it happens. That's not the first time that happened to me. I've had several breakdowns several times where I've considered walking away from all of this. No more YouTube, no more art, no more drawing, no more trying to make a film, no more pulling all-nighters, no more freaking not eating lunch because I missed it because I'm like trying to figure out
Relatable.
how to create something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's part of the reason I wanted to talk to you so bad, because you do have like, of people I've seen, like just an unrelenting drive. Would you say that's accurate?
It's really hard. You know, it's
a weird
funny
thing
when
to
you
say to
that when
someone. Yeah. Sorry.
No, but I've heard it a lot. No, it's okay. I've heard that a lot from people now, and now I actually struggle sometimes when people tell me that, because then I feel like I'm supposed to live up to a specific expectation, and people tell me, like when people were telling me at first, I was like, whoa, like it was more curiosity, and I was like, really? You think that way about me? And now I'm like, yeah, I've heard this before. I don't know what to do with that. And then I ride on the fence of feeling a little bit too egotistic or trying to stay humble, and I almost don't know how to respond to it now.
There's probably no good response to it. It's like probably either thing is bad. Like it's probably bad to either absorb too much ego stuff or like reject it and then sort of like do a weird ego starvation thing. That there's like I know what you mean. Like it's like compliments in general too, right? Like it's hard just for someone to like give you a compliment. Because like you're like, okay, like, and what do you do with that info? Like, I feel like I'm someone who's like really influenceable, where if you tell me something about me, I'm inclined to believe it. And if I don't agree with it, I'm going to just kind of like be scared that it's true anyways later.
Me too. Yep. I relate.
Yeah. And I'll take it from like horrible people too. Like someone will tell me something. Too. It's like, you know, you're way too something, but like and years later, I'll just be like, I can't believe they said that. That never panned out to anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's even harder as a content creator, because the more voices and the more like eyes you have, not just as a content creator, but as a creative, you put your work out there, the more you put your work out there, the more you're being in a place to be judged. And it's not just your creative work, but if you're doing something like content creation, you're putting yourself out there and your personality, and you hear what a lot of people have to say a lot of the time. So I struggle with that too, Woody. We're like, oh, there goes my body. I struggle with that too, where like people say stuff and it's from people I don't even know or don't even care about. And sometimes I take the hardest like critique from those people, and I think what they're saying is true. And it really messes me up. And no matter how much I try to ignore it or fight it, I still consider it.
Maybe this will make that worse, but like if you think about it, it's like the people who don't know you should be objective, right? Like the people who don't have like who just kind of like are coming to you blank slate, like that's like the whole concept of a first impression. But it's the whole concept of like what people say about you. That's not even just an art thing. Like that's just like a people thing. It is a weird one. That is really complicated. Yeah,
it's hard.
How did you get into being a VTuber? I'm very curious about this, because I feel like most people I talk to now, like I started messing around with the VTuber stuff like when I got a Rococo suit in 2020. It was like hey, I bet I could be a virtual version of me. It was like sort of my thing. But like people weren't doing it for the most part. Like, it's super new. So I'm super curious how anyone, especially someone who does it as well as you do, or as intensely as you do, if you don't mind me saying that.
No, you can say it, yeah.
Like, how did you get into it?
Yeah, so literally, in one of my friends, really good friends here in Moderators and Devs in chat, Super Voximus, he's here for this whole thing. 2020, like I think it's September of 2020. Yeah, I started to mess with like virtual avatar stuff, because I already knew of this because of VR Chat, which is a video game where you play as a virtual avatar with VR equipment. And I was like, yo, what if I could bring this to stream? Like, I know there's VTubing is starting to grow, and I think it could really work with like the content I'm making. And there wasn't really like any information out there on how to do it, but I'm like a problem solver, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this, and then I'm gonna show people like how it's gonna work. And I remember when I first started, I was like, dude, this is weird. Nobody's doing this, and people are gonna be like, you're weird. Why are you doing this? But I was like, frick it, bro. I remember I was talking to Vox, my friend and in moderator in my stream, and I was like, Vox, do you think this is stupid? Like, what am I doing right now? Like, what is this? And he's like, no, dude, this is sick, bro. Keep going. You got to do this. And I was like, okay, I guess. So I did it. I put my YouTube video out on how to become a VTuber, and that was essentially the birth of my YouTube channel exploding and growing. So for me, it was just a sense of wanting to explore a new idea and explore new technology. And I saw the future in it because my first year of school, I majored in graphic design, and we learned a lot about mascots representing a brand. And I was like, oh, like a mascot could represent my brand, and it makes sense. So that's how I saw the future of VTubing when I was just figuring out. I was like, this makes sense because like Wendy's, like they're a food place. They could have their mascot represent their brand as a virtual character. Like Burger King could have the Burger King dude or whatever. So I was like, I saw so much potential for what VTubing could be from a graphic design perspective and a branding perspective before it really was a thing. Yeah,
they said I could become anything, so I became Wendy.
Yes, perfect.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, because it's like, and that's how anything cool happens. Is like when you combine something known with something like unknown, and you're like, that makes total sense. How you could see a pathway forward with the VTuber thing without necessarily like, without it necessarily having a ton of landscape that exists. So for those who don't know, Syafire is a celestial wolf girl, which I feel like describes your personality pretty well, having watched a lot of your videos.
Yes, I am a celestial magical wolf girl. My avatar doesn't quite live up to that visual yet, but it's all a work in progress. We're getting there.
I mean, you got the wolf ears. That's a good start.
Everybody thinks I'm a cat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there is a precedence for cats in this environment.
Yes, there is.
It's not as if there haven't been plenty of those. Oh, man. So...
Oh, yeah, something else, too, I want to touch on. Just regarding, like, the VTubing topic. I've told this story a little bit before, too, but something I think that you will really relate to as a creative, or something that you think is cool, is before I even became like a VTuber for streaming, like the first time that I made my own avatar and was in full body like VR with it in VR chat, I got like my avatar all put together. I was full body just like this, and I went to a mirror in a virtual world, and I was moving my expressions, and I was looking at myself matching up to this character. And I was sitting there, and I just started crying with happiness because I was like, I can literally be my creation like this.
That was the perfect time for your model to spaz out. That's amazing.
Knows it's perfect timing. Yeah. I was like, I can literally be my creation. I can glitch out like that, like I do in real life now. And it was just such a strong moment for me because I don't think lots of creatives in their lifetime could ever say that they actually know what it feels like to physically be something they created. And that's really magical.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's true, other than the people who make the physical mascots, of course. That is an interesting feeling. There's I feel like I'm like sort of like a half-baked neuroscientist today, but there's there's a precedence from like what I've read. There is a precedence for when you feel like you can control something, you identify with it. Like they've done studies on people doing, I don't know if it's VR chat, but like people getting extra limbs in VR that they're given to control and stuff. I don't know how they're controlling that, but like what ends up happening, anything that you have a long period of time that you can identify with, supposedly, according to what I read in neuroscience, you should be like, you will start to feel like it's you over time. And it doesn't just apply to creations. It doesn't just apply to like looking in a VR mirror and seeing that. It like also applies to like people around you, like when you can anticipate things and stuff like that. It's really fascinating. Just super strange.
Yeah, super cool. Do you feel like you relate to, I mean, I know your character is based off of you, but have you experienced that through your character?
Yeah, well, so like here's like, I mean, not to make it about me too much, but like my sort of creative philosophy
No,
about
go
that
off, fam.
is all right. Yeah. My whole philosophy with this, and I haven't done nearly as much of this as I'd like yet. Like I've been doing a lot of tutorial work on the channel so far, but the reason I made a virtual version of myself was partially just because like I wanted a more unbound way and like a somewhat I don't want to say shielded, but a little bit like more impersonal. Definitely don't want to say impersonal, but a different way to be able to tell my own stories to people about things I've experienced. So, and I love all of this stuff. I love the technology. I love programming. I love filmmaking. I love 3D modeling. I love all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, what's cool about this is that we get to do it for a greater purpose. And maybe that's a story. Like maybe it's just that, or maybe it's like you and like helping people out on your channel, like learn how to do what you know how to do, which is amazing, by the way. That's like a spiritually significant thing that you undergo when you teach people. But like for me, the point of it all was not just to like kind of look cool, but to like, what are ways that I can express myself that are new and interesting with this that I can't do as a regular person? So I mean, one thing is like, so like for people in the chat who don't know, anything we can do with VTubers, we can record and we can use that as animation later, which I haven't done a ton of yet, but like I wanted to make more films. So the Megsteakman says no one really loves programming. I'm convinced they just endure it, which is really funny coming from he was on our stream last time. Dude is a genius, and he's a programmer in my book, and he's one of the good ones. So where was I? Yeah, it's like, so it's like you were talking about VTube as being like a mascot for yourself. I think of it as being like a way to talk about subjects or things that are like hard to touch in real life, or like a way for me to like sit in front of the camera and tell a story that would just be so cheesy if it was like really me. Like, you know, like if I rehearse a story that I'm going to tell to camera, it's going to come out so weird. I'm going to like be like, I'm going to have that like a little bit of like that, you know, that dull smile that isn't quite real because I've like kind of rehearsed it. Where if I'm like doing it as a VTuber, it's like kind of an intentional act, you know, versus like, here's my vlog that I made on my couch or something like that. I guess I've shot a lot of documentaries, and it's like there is an art form to like having somebody in front of camera telling a good story, but it's like it's hard to do it with yourself without it being really fake. So this was a way to like kind of embrace the fake and push past it into something new entirely.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a really interesting perspective. And I love how like you bring to the table, like you're asking about how can you use your medium in a way that like because that's like the special thing about medium, like what medium are you using and how can you use this differently compared to like the real life medium to virtual. And I think that's interesting too, that you feel like you can express yourself more like through your character more than you can in real life. And that's like a really cool thing that, again, we get to stumble upon as VTubers. I love that. That's cool.
Also, pro tip out there, if you're thinking about becoming a VTuber, if you can make your VTuber from scratch and you can 3D model your own avatar and you can get all of your proportions exactly, it's going to be a lot better for you when you start doing mocap. It's gonna help a lot.
It's gonna feel better.
But that's I don't know. It's like because like I think like you can like I think a lot of people will try to become VTubers and like create the conventions of it, and they'll kind of make a checklist of like things I have to do as a VTuber. But for me, it's like this is a moment where something new comes along and it's so cool. Like we could do anything we wanted with it, you know? I'm seeing chat in here. I'm just like sort of watching. I don't want it to interrupt us, but like people are making good points. Megsteakman's making good points.
So if you want to bring it up, go for it.
Oh yeah, we can just go back through for a second here. I'm just gonna like cherry pick a couple things. Dwight finished off a point I made about like strangers can give you good feedback and on your first impressions, but friends can help you find direction in life. Like that's
I love that.
Yeah, that's
good.
That's my little bro who's actually a graphic designer. Shout out.
Yo, Dwight. Dwight's fire. He knows what's going on.
Dwight's great. Yeah, a lot of good comments about like what we were talking about with like the dark and light circles and stuff. Man, we've covered a lot of ground so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
One big thing I wanted to talk to you about, because we sort of talked about it before being on the show, but like one thing I think we have in common deeply is having too many projects.
Dude, it's not even funny. When I show people my calendar, they're just like, "Are you doing okay?" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Yeah.
See, that's good. It's good that you actually like put all that in the calendar, because I just like I calendar things that I have to do for other people, and then like every waking moment that I can, I try to like do my own creative thing as hard as I possibly can outside of that. And then I like, I don't, because like it's especially with programming, it's like hard to know what you can do with deadlines in like, I mean, in the early days of working with anything. I haven't been doing Unreal for that long, so like I don't know when like a project will be done. Like I don't know if I can actually finish it to a reasonable degree in a specific timeline.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as far as like having too many projects goes on, it's like I have a lot going on, but all of my projects, like personally, they usually are stepping stones to a greater purpose and a bigger thing that all like intervenes with itself anyways. But there's like just so many things I'm so passionate to do, and it's scary because like I want to do all these things, and I always wish that I had multiple lifetimes because I want to master like everything. Like all my multiple project syndrome is like because I want to experience everything fully. Like I want to learn how to become a master musician, and I want to learn how to become a master artist and like a master dancer or like whatever it is. And that's like where all of mine are born from. Where do you think like yours comes from?
Well, wait a second. Hold on. That last thing you said is super interesting to me. Like you, like, people have weird rules about that, right? There's like the 10,000 hours you're supposed to get and stuff like that. Like, what if like, what, I don't know, like you might not like get to the level you want to get at any one discipline, but like, wouldn't you say that you're becoming a master level Syafire though? Like of the mix.
That's an interesting point of view.
It's like a mutual fund of skills. It's like they don't all have to be rock stars. Like when you pool it all up together, you're like, whoa, this is really, really quite something. That's a little bit how I think about it. Cause like, I don't know. I want to play my own game if it makes sense. Like if I can just be myself, I want to be myself 100% at master level.
I like the way you look at that. I think why it's hard to look at it that way at surface level, unless you bring a point like that up, is because the world really trains you to try and be a master at one, or because like that's the way you're going to make it, and that's like the way you're going to survive. And of course, all of us are just searching for a way to survive from a psychological standpoint and from a like wanting to fit into the crowd standpoint. And I think that people who are entrepreneurs or creators are oftentimes the ones who step out of that and they try to become a master version of themselves and what they like rather than just mastering one subject. And I think you'll find that those are the most interesting people compared to somebody who's just really good technically with like a paintbrush or something.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's like it would be boring to be master level at all of that stuff, because then like, I don't know, it's like, what are you gonna, like, where are you gonna draw the distinctions? Like, you got to have some sense of limitations. We talked about that on the stream before. Is like you don't want to be able to have like the full kitchen sink to use all the time. Then you'd never do anything cool with it. You'd just always, you just like
constraints.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You already know. I feel like Like I want to steer like the conversation in ways that you think are interesting, because I'm guessing you've done as much reading as I have about like the nature of creativity, and there's certain things that you've probably talked about to death. I'm like, you mentioned the hero's journey earlier. I'm like, that could be a whole
Yeah.
tangent, but like I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe neither maybe both of us have spent enough time talking about that for,
No,
a
you know what? That's
considerable period.
true. But I think the more that we are able to revisit subjects and unpack them, the more we can have a deep understanding. So I don't mind ever.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, then that's like, this feels like a good time, because you kind of asked me again just now. Like, you asked me, where does passion come from, and like how does that work,
Yeah.
and can you cultivate it? And I love that you asked me, because I have no idea. Because I like
Yeah.
because I'm the wrong person to ask. Um, the completely. I guess I don't like, it's sort of like a question of what makes you you, right? And there's like a combination of things, because there's like habits of doing things, and then there's also like desire, and there's it's like a confluence of all of these interpersonal forces.
Yeah.
So like where all that comes from, I don't really
Do you think
know.
it's like you're born with it, or do you think it needs to be like formed because of your environment, or both?
I kind of feel like mine is crappy. Like I think I do understand the reason why I push myself as hard as I do to make what I make, and it's like, I don't know that it's actually that flattering. I mean, I'll that's, that's never stopped me before. Like
Yeah.
I was like a I was like a person, like personally, like I was sort of like a child prodigy, like brainy 2-year-old. Like I had like weird. Do you need a second? You good?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just taking a sip of water. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny how hard it becomes to take a sip of water during these things.
I know, right?
Yeah. the yeah, I was like the kind of 2-year-old who would have like made the Reddit front page, because like I could point out different cars on the road and tell you what cars they were, like the make and model and stuff. So
That's
like,
so cool.
yeah, but it seems super cool, and especially cool if you're like a parent of that kind of kid. But then
Yeah.
what happens after that with your life afterwards? Like,
Yeah.
at 2 you were already like sort of a brainiac. So like, where do you take that? You keep trying to like achieve more because you got a bunch of good feedback. You did something exceptional when you were really, really, really little, and everyone's like, wow, this is amazing. And you're like, I like how it feels when you tell me I'm amazing. So
Yeah.
taking that, like, where do we go with from here? You keep trying to, especially at a young age, like you keep trying to achieve more. So like I did a lot of cool stuff really young. Like I'm not like, I'm still in my 20s, but I've been a filmmaker for 10 years, because I did my first film festival when I was 15 and stuff like that. So but that's like, there's good and bad with that, because it's like, I'm like, you do end up pushing into things earlier and learning a lot of lessons, but it's like sort of a weird horse to keep getting on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
there's that, how much of it can you accept? Can you accept yourself even when you're not a prodigy at something? Can you accept yourself when you're not living up to all of that? And I'll be honest, like that's really, really hard to like kind of like land in like a neutral state for me. Like I respect myself
too.
more when I'm pushing myself really hard to do something, and like
Yep.
it seems unacceptable to me that during a weekday I would take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's why
Yeah,
it's
keep
not
going.
that's why it's not flattering. So like, for me at least, I think that comes from like what was nurtured, and what was nurtured was like being really smart and doing unexpected things. So like I keep doing that, but I don't always love what that means, because I feel like that's all of that is less important than being like a kind, good person. Like none of it matters if you're an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Well, I don't think that, like, I don't think that you're in that negative realm of it. I think because you're like a pretty critical thinker, that always like, even though you expect these great things of yourself, I don't think you'll let yourself get to that point. And some people do, like if they were like a child prodigy, and like they do let that ego get to their head, and then they're just not good people, but they keep like trying to do great things. But it's even more powerful that you've recognized that, and that is a battle that you fight every day, probably through making new things, like creating new things, is like, how am I being my best self and continuing to live up to this expectation,
Yeah.
and also being humble about it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just, yeah. And it is like the good and the bad mixes up, right? Like, it's not, I hope I don't sound like I'm just, like I just roll out of bed and it's like, well, time to be awesome. Like I have to be awesome today, or else it's not like, or it's all a waste.
That's what I think
like
every morning.
I also love what I'm doing right now with Unreal Engine, and everything that I'm working on, that I'm programming and that I'm doing on the channel is like, it's just a blast. So like it's a lot of weird stuff. But like that's I think there's probably some also. Joseph Campbell has something about the hero's dark side or something like that, or Young, or like some writer. It's like you got to know the part of you that's that unflattering part of you, because it influences you a lot. So
it absolutely does.
Yeah, man, I got on a little tear there.
No, it's a good
where
one.
do you
I
think
relate
passion
heavily.
comes from?
Yeah, I think I relate to you, and I think it comes from, like I said, an innate feeling that I can't explain, that I've always had since I've been born, and just through seeing other people's work, and with the expectation of people just telling me that I'm doing good work. And like you said, it's like, I want to keep doing good work. And it's a really dangerous spot to be, because then you're constantly living for other people's expectations and not your own. And I've gotten so lost in that as a creative, and I've found myself questioning at times, like, is this even my thoughts? Like, am I even supposed to be here? Or was this formed all by other people? And I think the passion, like I said, is a bit of like DNA for me, but also the competitive environment that I was in. And also another thing for me is just having a sense of control, and this goes back to like both passion and creativity, is being able to create gives me it's escapism for me, definitely. Like, it's a place where I can control what happens, because I didn't grow up in a great environment and I couldn't really control a lot around me, but I can control my world. And the one thing that kept that world going for me was the fuel, the passion, the creativity, and I guess, so it's a mix of like nature and nurture for me.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Also, just by the way, thank you for saying that, but like I should have made it really clear. It's like this was not like an open invitation to like, or an open obligation to like explore your darkest side.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It was like,
part of it,
yeah. But I'm glad you did. Like, I'm glad that you do notice like stuff that could be unhealthy about what you do, because I think you're right. Like I always don't count critical thinking into the mix. Like, I kind of just always assume when I see something that I'm doing badly, it's like sort of like a tightrope that I'm just gonna fall off of. But like, when you notice things, you can change them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't think we were gonna talk about this at all. Like any of this stuff.
Really?
Yeah, not really.
I feel like it's all interwoven into creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So at this point, Syafire, I'm gonna say, like, where do you want to take this? So it's like we've been talking for like maybe 50 minutes now, and so like typically
time flies. What the heck?
I don't know when. You didn't say that you had like an out time of specifically, but like I definitely don't expect anyone to like hang out longer than an hour. So do you want to play a game? Do you want to like talk to chat a little bit? Do we want to do some Q&A? Like, what we gotta play this game.
You want to do Q&A, and then we can do game? Yeah.
Let's do this game. The game won't take long. So, but this is So chat.
Can I bring up one point too before we open Q&A?
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Yeah, y'all queue up your Q&A now, because we got mad lag today. So bring up.
Yeah, write out your Q&A. And also, thank you for all the people so far that have come out from my community. Lion, I see you, and Vox, I see you. Thank you guys. I think Llama was in here earlier. Why is my body tweaking? Come on.
Your people
bro.
seem fantastic. Like that's been a theme. Is like I've like when we had Pixel Fire on, like it was the same thing. It was like just like the people who came to like watch him stream were just like delightful people, and it's It's been really cool. I saw him in the chat. Hey
I love
Pixel.
it.
Hey Pixel.
Yes.
Um,
Also, hello, Pixel. Sorry, I know you said hello, but stream stuff.
yeah, totally. The Dwight's in the chat talking about Dwight's work. Dwight, my little brother is a Unity game dev, and he's talking about his game. Super exciting that he's working on that. I would actually like to be able to stream that game when it hits early access. But
Yes.
he's making like
Do it.
he's like making a game he'd like to release, which is super fun.
Yo, let's go. That's awesome. Keep it up.
Cookie Princess says mad lag. Yes, mad lag. So if you've got questions for us, write them 5 minutes ago.
Also, okay, this question, are you ready?
What was the point? You wanted to say something before Q&A came in.
Yeah,
what did you want to say?
Yeah, this is the question. Okay, so this is something I actually don't feel like I found anybody to really talk about this with, that I felt like kind of understood it. So I'm really interested in your perspective.
Ooh.
Because it's something I discovered recently. But how much as a creator do you think it's your responsibility to document your work? Should you be documenting everything, or should you be documenting only some things? Where is the boundary for what you should document and what you shouldn't?
I don't think there's a right answer to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we've been incentivized to start documenting all of our work all the time, for digital rewards. It's not a new conversation. And I personally hate that. You messaged me before this and you were like, hey, what's your Twitter? And I'm like, it doesn't exist because I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell you guys, I was like, Twitter is Satan's hot tub.
That was a perfect comparison. It is Satan's hot tub.
But there's nothing really. There's no specific thing I'd say is whatever serves you. So one thing I do is sometimes I stream my tech stuff that I'm doing when I'm developing the virtual Woody experience. And then sometimes I don't, but I try to record that. And I do have a Gumroad page that I upload all that stuff to. And if someone wants to donate a couple bucks and see all the work streams I did, it's there. My VODs are disorganized and I'm I'm moving quickly usually, and I have time to explain some things but not all the things, and if it's a resource for somebody, great. It's not a tutorial series or a class or anything like that, but some people would just leave all the VODs, and that's not what I'm trying to do with the channel. So I don't record everything, and I record something and it's helpful, and it's you can use money to get it. Which is so that's a Megsteakman says Satan's hot tub sounds like a selling feature.
It really does.
That's hilarious. Here's the thought. This is something I've thought about too, because I think about documenting your own work all the time. If you make something cool enough, other people will document your work.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
If you in society, it's did David Bowie ever have to hold his own camera? No. It's he just showed up, was David Bowie, and everyone was like, who's this guy? And then there were camera crews. So that's
a cool way to think about it.
Yeah. And even shows that are on YouTube that aren't anything too special. There are people who love them so much they will make clips of those shows and just upload the clips. And it's well, okay, that's free advertising that you didn't do anything with. And and that's way beyond my current seat in the YouTube game, but it's true. It's something I'm trying to do with the future of my channel is you can play the frequency game and try to do as much as you can, or you could do you could do quantity or quality. So if you do something really cool, then other people will want to be a part of it. And when other people want to be a part of it, then some of those problems solve themselves. Not that you want everybody to work for you, but if you make something that's really exceptional and something that everybody can get behind, you can create experiences that create experiences, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. That's a cool way to look at it. I like that.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of landed in a different place than the question, but yeah.
No, makes sense though.
But there's nothing wrong with documenting your own stuff, and just because I don't know, I'm not David Bowie. I wish I was, but but that's there's a ton of ways of looking at that. So I'm often like looking at people's different content strategies and admiring the different ways they do things. Like you do like it's kind of intense how I've already said that you're intense, but like you put so much out there. You have put so many resources, and you've put out tutorials on how to be a VTuber in different mediums, which is like I've just done Unreal Engine stuff. So like to me, that's really incredible, and that's a lot of documenting your work, whether you know it or not. Just like the most of what we're putting on YouTube is documenting your work, whether it's a tutorial or whatever it is. And I think like that's great. And I'm looking at you and I'm seeing that like where your successes are, and I think that's cool. I'm looking at someone like Pixelfire and the way he like very like cinematically edits his YouTube shorts and like puts so much love into them and stuff. And it's like, there's so many great answers to the question. Like, is it your responsibility? It's like, it's your opportunity to like, I don't know, do it in a way that's fun.
Yeah.
That was a little mini rant. I'm sorry. I think
No,
I just
don't
took up
be.
the
That
little,
was good. That's a
well,
good. No,
I
that's
kinda
giving me inspiration too.
took
for like
the stage a
just
little
new
too
ways.
long.
No, you didn't. Not at all. Not at all.
Are you? Do you have anything to add to that, or do you want to do the Q&A, or what's next, Sapphire?
I mean, yeah, I just agree with what you said. It wasn't an answer that I was expecting, but I agree. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, it's something I think about a lot actually, and I don't know. I'm not gonna be documented by other people with camera crews anytime soon, so I hope I didn't sound egotistical when I was suggesting that the David Bowie thing's an option.
No, you did not at all.
The David Bowie thing's an
That was
option to
cool.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have Q&A here. Dwight wants to know
Q&A.
there are a lot of people who want to go to do their creative dream but aren't chasing it right now. What do you think it takes to get over that fence and start going after an idea? I assume he means like, what does it take to get started? What do you think about that, Sapphire?
Yeah. Well, so most of the time, like you're your own biggest enemy, period. Like that's number one. Number two, there's a phenomenal book that I read called The 15 Laws of Growth. Forget what the author's name is. Phenomenal book though, that talks to you about all the excuses that you use to not start a project or to not start a thing. And it's the common like 15 psychological things that people use as to why you're not ready to start yet, or why you shouldn't start this creative project, or why you shouldn't chase your dreams. And it was a huge wake up call for me, that book. And I've never been a person that struggled with going after my dreams, but it definitely gave me perspective and gave me a deeper understanding for my audience and people who struggle with not understanding how to start. And really the truth is that a lot of people are just scared to be vulnerable and to put themselves out there. And I understand that. But if you can surround yourself with a good group of people who are also not fearful and putting their work out there, people who are creative and want to share their work with the world, that's the best thing you can do, because then you won't feel alone and you won't feel like you are unsure of what to do or how to go about it, because you're surrounded by other people who also like are really unsure, but they're just passionate. And that's kind of like Woody and I here, like
Get the homies.
we have each other as people like to count on when we feel
bring the
stuck.
homies.
Yeah.
This is
Bring
like
the
a little
homies.
bit too behind the scenes, but like sometimes I'm like just really excited about like a feature I'm programming for my stream, and I'll just like send it to Sapphire and be like, yo, you got to see this. I'm like really excited about it.
Yeah. And that's a huge part of what's been keeping my inspiration going, because sometimes, like, even after having created a lot of stuff, I'm like, dude, this is stupid. Like, every time I get a new idea, I'm like, this is dumb. Like, I don't know if I should put this out there. Like, but what do you open a huge door for me with just being passionate about, like, your creations, no matter what, because you'll just send, like, a video saying, like, I'm working on this project, and, like, just being fearless about your creativity. And that's something I really respect about you as a person.
Also, like, I'm gonna say this, like, this is can I be mildly misanthropic for 1 second? Like,
I don't know what misanthropic means. What does that mean?
oh, it means you hate people. But
Oh, sure.
other people are dumb. Like like not everybody gets it. Like I remember like at my first job, I was doing like a bunch of really cool projects, and I had people who were giving me crap all the time, and it was just like, realizing like you don't get it, like you don't know what's going on. And I still feel that way today, even though it was like my first job and I should probably have regrets and like not everything was the best, and it probably wasn't. But, like Nintendo does things that way. You tell Nintendo like, hey, we would like a steampunk Zelda, and they're like, screw you, you're not getting that. That's not happening. We're gonna have one where like Link goes on picnics. Like, come on. That's so like, if you're worried about like what other people are gonna think, like there's a punk rock way to go there, where you're just kind of like, I don't care. Just I'm gonna do what I think is awesome, which is what we're gonna do next in this game. We have, I think, one more Q&A in here. I feel like Dwight also wants to know, what is the balance between pursuing a ton of projects versus focusing on only one thing? What are the pros and cons of both sides?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I don't know that I don't know if we got time for that one. There's so many ways to go with that.
Yo, don't feel pressured unless you gotta go. I'm okay.
I'd say like you're asking two people who do way too many. So like, we're a biased camp right now.
Yeah, we are biased, but I can argue why the other side is better for sure.
Dwight specifically is like very dedicated to his game dev, and he's got like, I wish he was making logs about things and putting them on YouTube, but he's I think that's like, that's like another layer for him. But like, I think you keep doing what you're doing, and I think it's like what are you getting pulled towards, like that in the end of the day. If you're getting pulled a bunch of different ways, then like figure out how to like make one of them happen. And if you're getting like, and if you can make more happen, make them happen. And if you can, if you have to, like, if you're only getting pulled towards one thing, just do that one thing. To oversimplify.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got me animated today, pun intended.
Yo.
Do you want to play a really ridiculous VTuber game?
I'm so excited for this. This is the moment I've been waiting for.
I'm a little disappointed because I know I already opened the curtain in my scene here, but
I didn't see anything. I blinked. I told you I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I know, but like the curtain raises and it was like going to be a reveal, and I was really excited about that.
Yo, you're ruining it now. What the heck? Open the curtain.
So here's what I got for you. This is the.
Wait, we didn't get to see the curtain opening.
Oh,
we
wait a minute.
See this animation, yo.
Yeah, no, we do. Hold on. Let me go back to my main shot here. Hold on. I'm also gonna dock you in the in this window here. Hold on. Yeah. So you're gonna have Syafire down here, and I'll be your game show host this evening. And then we're gonna go to So here, hold on. We'll get the curtain animation for you. So there's your curtain.
Ooh, yay! Beautiful.
So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
blown away.
We're about to play the Wheel of Chaotic Prompts. Are you ready?
Ooh, yo, I'm ready.
Okay,
Wheel of Chaotic Prompts.
This is like a really crazy zany improv game. Like it's gonna get weird. It's gonna get super weird, but like I believe in you 100%, and I'm here for any support you need.
Okay.
All right.
I'm scared, but okay.
So anyways, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So I'm in the shot here, so I can kind of game master it a little bit. But
game show host.
Yeah, exactly.
Woody.
Could you guys see? Okay, let me check OBS. Make sure everybody can see everything. All right. Yeah, that looks great. So we have all these different wheels here, and they all can rotate. And they each contain a certain kind of word. We have prompts, adjectives, and nouns. And we'll just spin you all three, and you'll be forced to improvise whatever it asks of you. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
That's as close to you.
That was like an evil laugh. What the heck?
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. We're spinning.
Ooh, spinning.
We're spinning the wheel.
Wee, Beyblade.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. What are songs in this playlist? The Chad Rock Collection.
Chad Rock Collection.
Oh my gosh, Rock Collection.
Oh my, Dwayne Chan, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, I was thinking of like, if it's a playlist, I was thinking of rock and roll. It's like, it's hilarious that a rock collection would pop up there.
This is beautiful.
Wait,
I
so
love
okay,
it.
so you get to answer the question now. What's in what's
In Chad Rock Collection, we need some of that like Chad energy, like some of that
right?
tough. Like, okay, first we need to define a Chad. What do you think a Chad is?
I I'm not like that into the meme, but I figured like what wheel would be incomplete without that. So like to me the Chad is like anyone who's like doubled down on their values, you know? It's like
Yeah,
I like what I like is the Chad way.
yeah. Okay, first song in the playlist, Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah,
Eye
of
of the
course.
Tiger.
Of course I have a tiger.
100%. I can't sing right now. I shouldn't even try.
Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. I was thinking that as soon as that arrived, I was like, definitely Eye of the Tigers in there.
Yes.
You don't have to do too
Yes.
many. Give me two more.
All right. Also, I think this is the name of the song. I think it's a rock song. We are the champions. My
We Are the Champions from Queen.
friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Classic. Of course, in the Chad Rock collection, for sure. Give me one
Chad
more.
Rock Collection.
You got this.
We need some from chat too. You guys have any ideas for what would be in the Chad Rock Collection?
Yes, chat, play along with us. Smash Mouth deep cuts only. that's coming from my
Yes.
mod Moonwalker.
Let's go. I love it.
Give me one more Sapphire.
All right, another one. All right, I think maybe another one bites the dust.
Yes,
Another one bites the dust.
classic. Okay, you nailed it. You ready for your next one?
Yes, let's go.
All right, great. Here we go.
Man, I
I'm
wish,
so excited.
you know the song from Moana, what can I say except you're welcome? I wish
that's
it was
definitely
a
The
rock
Rock.
song, man. Yeah.
So what? Oh, we already got a playlist. I'm gonna re-roll that one for you.
Yeah, reroll blue.
We just did that one.
That's cool. How you could do the singular wheels too.
Yeah, exactly. Because I thought stuff like that would happen.
Yes.
Talk about your ideal steampunk clown.
Ew! I don't like clowns. My ideal.
This is why I
steampunk clown.
cackled. This is why I cackled because I was thinking like this is gonna be the worst.
Okay, what would a steampunk clown nose look like? Would it be made out of gears? Or like, oh my gosh, imagine when you squeak it, you click a button instead of squeaking the nose, and the gears start turning. And it's like making a gear
Oh.
like squeak noise.
Oh, that's
That
weird.
sounds
That's
like
super weird.
painful.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Mission accomplished. You got that one down. Nice. We're gonna give you another one because I can't take that anymore.
Oh man, describing clowns, fantastic. They're spinning.
What do we got here? What mood can be described? Languid
A languid
cat.
cat. Wait, what's languid mean?
Languid is like lethargic and like doesn't like to move, I think.
What mood? You know how people say cats are a liquid?
Yeah.
Cats are a liquid. I feel like. So does it mean like what mood can be described as a languid cat?
Yeah.
What do
How
exactly
do you
mean by-
feel that could be described like cat that doesn't want to go anywhere?
A grumpy cat. Have you ever heard of grumpy cat or seen
Oh,
grumpy
of course.
cat?
Grumpy cat is classic.
I think grumpy cat is the definition of languid cat.
And grumpy cat is a whole mood, so I think that one works unless you want to go somewhere else with that.
No, that's it. Grumpy cat.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's give you another one.
Let's do it.
So, yeah. These were really hard
Spin the
to
wheel.
program.
Spin the wheel. It turned out so well. It looks really good. I like how it has like the blue goes first and then the orange and then the green too. Like
Yeah.
the order.
Yeah, the prophecy of your death involves miniature soccer moms.
Soccer mom. Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful.
How
Wait, so
do
like
you
a little
die?
baby soccer mom?
Yeah, but your death involves the miniature soccer mom. So like, how do you die?
Probably by arguing with you, because I'm gonna be like, if I'm ever a mom, I'm gonna be a freaking soccer mom. Like, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna argue against the other soccer mom about how my kid is better than her kid, and that's how it's gonna happen. So she's gonna get so angry that it's gonna be death by soccer mom versus soccer mom. Because it's like, no, my kid's better than your kid. My kid's better at soccer. So that's legit how it's gonna happen.
An epic clash, to be sure.
That's right.
That's amazing. Okay, let's give you another one here.
We're going, we're rolling.
Oh man, I like this game a lot.
This is so
awesome.
cool. I love this.
Oh man, hold on. Talk about your ideal major grandmother.
Major like college. Major like major.
You can
oh no, because
take
grandmother wouldn't really work with that.
Actually, you know what? I mean, there are no wrong answers in this game. So talk to me about getting your major and grandmothering.
In grandmother, oh man, you would take like 100 cooking classes, like 100 cooking classes, how to bake the best cookies, and you have to A+ that class, or you never get your degree.
Completely.
If you can't make good cookies, you cannot be a major. You cannot get your major or your master's in grandmothering.
You're not ready for intergenerational parenting. Okay.
What do you think? What would be a good class for major?
Doilies 101.
Doilies 101. Yes, sewing or knitting.
Doilies 202, you start learning how to like make animals in them and stuff.
Yes.
201 or
storytelling.
Yeah.
You need a storytelling class.
There's a class that's just called Back in My Day.
Ow, I just slapped my thumb. Back in my day, dude, literally, and the only line of communication that exists in that class is you saying, you have to start every sentence with "back in my day."
Well, you get graded.
Class.
You get graded. Like if you say it too fast, and you're like, back in my day, like they're like, that's not the intonation. That's not like you have to say it like, well, back in my day, you can't just drop one in. There's got to be some build up, All right.
But the pacing gives you gives you the different strengths behind it, because you could be like, back in my day, or you could be like, back in my day. Like the pacing gives different power behind the phrase.
More sass. Yeah.
That's right.
I hear that. Yeah. Okay.
Also, my eyes are like permanently sad right now. Do you see this?
No, I don't.
It's broken.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. They're like permanently sad.
Until you look surprised.
Let me restart my eye facial mocap. Why are we stuck in permanently sad mode?
I don't know, but you're describing you're doing a really good clinical job describing a mental illness.
That's fine. Am I?
No, just why are my eyes permanently sad? It's just questions for my therapist.
Oh no. I'm writing that one down.
Dwight said that a languid cat is Garfield. So that's yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, Dwight.
He also wants me to respond to
yeah. Oh, there goes my body. Respond to what?
Maverick Mario says Cade 6 in steampunk would be dope. Is Cade 6 is he the clown from Twisted Metal? I don't know who that is.
I would look it up, but I'm never putting clowns in any of my image search. Sorry.
Nope. You can't have the algorithm thinking that you want that.
No.
Are you ready for another prompt?
Oh, no. Yes.
All right, here we go.
Bum, 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 bum. You need some music to play during this.
When I do this next time, there's going to be sound effects.
Perfect.
Could you be friends with a deceitful disaster relief effort? Let me respin that.
Respin green.
Yeah.
Respin green.
That's not going to work. I'm ready for deceitful. Could you be friends with a deceitful family business?
Be friends with no. Okay, from a moral standpoint, no, I care about my morals too much. I could never be friends or make acquaintance with a deceitful family business.
Fair enough.
Selling toilet paper during the pandemic. Couldn't be friends with them.
I like that that's a family business now. I'm imagining come on kids, everybody's got to get involved. We got to go scalp toilet paper. Come on. Yeah. But Dad, I don't want to go. We've been doing this for generations.
For generations, dude. Since every global pandemic, they've always been the family business that sells toilet paper.
We have always, since the dawn of time, we have been there to make people
Since
pay
the dawn of
extra at
time.
disasters.
That's terrible.
Okay, let's do another. I'm enjoying this so much.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, this is
This
great.
is beautiful. So well put together.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, pitch a movie about gumptious mega corporation. Ooh.
What's gumptious mean?
Having gumption, like some moxie, some throwing your weight around. That seems too easy, right? Do you want to re-roll something?
Yeah, reroll. Actually, reroll orange and green, just because I'm not like super familiar with gumptious.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I like weird words, so I put that in there.
That's okay.
Okay, so this is a good time for me to
I'm
tell you
reading.
before you answer this next one that because you're a
Yes.
guest on the show, you will have the opportunity to replace one of these words with in fact, like one from each wheel with
Ooh.
your own word, so that next time I play this with someone on the show, they get to potentially land on your word.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll do that.
Pitch a
All
movie about Major Great Uncle. So like,
A major. Okay.
yeah, how do you want to go with this? We landed on major again. That's a little
We
disappointing.
can reroll orange.
Yeah, for sure.
Reroll on orange.
I was wondering if like maybe he was like a major in the military.
Oh, that was a good way to think about it. I didn't think about major. I was only thinking about school, man. Education.
Aqua-colored great uncle. You got to go with this one. If you're not ready to
Oh.
pitch a movie about this, then
Okay. This is actually the prequel to how all the Smurf movies started. Is the aqua-colored great uncle. He was a great fan. I don't actually know a lot about Smurfs, but
I don't either.
He was a he was an uncle that actually, took a major in the grandmother class. He got his master's degree in grandmothering, and he's like, I must continue this legacy. So then he decided to start raising more of these aqua-colored people, and that's how actually the Smurf movie started. So this is actually the prequel to Smurfs.
this is cool. I thought maybe you were going to go Avatar with that. Because you could do that.
I haven't actually seen Avatar, believe it or not.
You don't really have to. You know enough
What?
about it culturally just from being here.
Oh man, you're right. I'm going to watch it. Though one of my friends is very upset with me not having seen it.
So Papa Smurf's brother, the prequel. I'm good with that. All right, you want to do a couple more of these?
Yes. Or
And then
wait,
we'll-
yes. Or
we
it's a
should-
movie about it's a crossover between the Smurfs and Avatar. The Smurfs and Avatar. Ew, that'd be such a weird crossover.
Well, hold on. Let me go with this one a little bit because I feel like the aqua-colored great uncle. If it's an Avatar movie, it's like in the Avatar extended universe, we have like an older fella who's been having a good time, but like he's not doing so well with his health, so he's gonna become one of the alien avatars. So they put him inside one of the bodies. And
Big
then
brain.
it's like a spring break movie, like a party movie where he gets in the alien and it's like
Yeah.
he's 22 again. So then he's just like raging the whole movie, but he has to like come to like terms with his old age and like his limits and stuff at by the time the movie's over. That's my pitch.
Yes. That's,
All right,
that's good.
I accidentally re-rolled that one already. All right.
That's okay.
What-
What mood can be described?
Do you want the mood one again? Do you want a different prompt?
Yeah, we could roll it again and go for it.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna get rid of
Yeah,
Gumptious for you.
Gumptious too.
Gumptious
Ooh,
Goblin. That sounds
Goblin.
like a rejected
Gumptious Goblin.
supervillain. What's a good name for an armor-clad goblin? So like a regular goblin?
Armor-clad.
Yeah, just give me
so
a
goblin
goblin
has
name,
armor?
I guess. Yeah.
Let me think. Hold on. Kerbocious.
Kerbocious, the armor-clad
Kerbocious,
goblin.
The armor-clad goblin.
Is- is-
All I did was look at. I have an AirPods case with Sailor Moon and Kirby on it. And I was like, "Oh, Kirby, Kerbocious."
Kerbocious. You can pull
actually really like
ideas
the
from
name
anywhere.
Kerbocious.
You can pull them from anywhere.
That's right. There goes my buddy.
Megsteakman said, I think this is a minute back, he said, quick, who knows Smurf lore?
Smurf lore, right? We need a Smurf lore expert in the chat.
Dwight wants to explore the Avatar Smurf crossover. What about a weekend at Bernie's Smurf? Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Yikes. All right, hold on. We're gonna give you another one until we drip all the fun out of these wheels.
Yes.
Who would win in a fight? You or a defective soccer? No, we got soccer moms already.
No,
we need to know.
dude. We know that it already ends in death. I mean, death. Yeah. I lost.
Yeah, we totally answered this one already. Who would win a fight? You or a defective bean?
Yo, what do you guys think? I could put him up against the bean.
I think you have a fighting chance against a bean that can't even be a bean.
Dude, unless it's like, no, if it's defective, it couldn't be a magic beanstalk. So, because if we had gone like the magical beanstalk route, like I would probably lose. But celestial magical wolf girl versus a defective bean. But if I'm eating the bean,
well,
it might go a lot differently.
Then you're gonna get food poisoning.
Right? No.
So then you lose the fight for sure.
Context of the fight, right?
That doesn't work then.
Dude,
this is fantastic. Do you want to do one more?
Beautiful. Yeah, let's do it.
One more, because I feel like we're draining these out.
Sounds good.
I need to add more prompts next time for sure. More
You
more
can get
everything,
like different themed wheels that you switch out with like a hotkey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to buy a parachute grandmother? Let's skip grandmother. Unless you want to take it, then you can totally take it.
We can see what it goes. No, let's do this roll.
Yeah. I just very impulsively clicked that. No, it's gonna do it again.
How dare it. Dude, man, it really wants us to put the emphasis on grandmother today.
This is no, not a bean.
A parachute bean.
Give me a new one. Give me a new one.
Do you have it split like on percentages or?
It's Dwight and I were talking. Dwight and I were talking about this earlier today. He started giving me like D&D stats. He's like, oh, here we go. How much does it cost to buy a parachute wrestler?
Oh, that's scary. A wrestler that can practically have the ability to fly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dwayne Chan is my wrestler of choice. In the painting of Dwayne Chan...
Dwayne Chan is a legendary mythical creature that lives in the Syaverse, and it bears some resemblance to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but also, have you ever seen hair like that before? That's all I'll say. That's enough context. That's all you need.
Have you ever seen hair like that before? So I joke that painting... Oh, actually, wait. I can show you guys. I have it in here. Hold on.
Right. Of course you can. Of course you can. Hold on. Let's go back to your... Yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
Can you see him?
That's it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Can I like full screen you? I'm trying to think if I have that.
There we go. So
I think
Dwayne Chan,
they get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys could see. Dwayne Chan, this is a $5,000 painting. So we have $5,000 on a Dwayne Chan painting, and he's a wrestler for anybody who doesn't know.
That seems like it was a steal.
5,000's a steal? You think it'd be more?
Oh, come on. Do you know how much paintings can be? Paintings can be insanely.
You're right, it could be a lot more. Man, we're underpricing it. We gotta turn up the notch in the price here. I'm gonna say if we're gonna double the price, because if it's like, no, we're gonna triple the price. So I'm gonna say like $15,000 for a parachute wrestler. Would you buy it?
$15,000 for a parachute wrestler?
Yeah.
There's ethical quandaries I have about that, but
what is it?
Well, just, like the buying of a person, it seems bad.
Oh my God, you're right. I didn't even think about that. It's terrible.
I set you up for that.
Never mind. Not for sale. Not for sale.
It's my sick, twisted game. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay. So, parachute wrestler. $15,000. I think to hire the services of a parachute wrestler. I think that sounds right on. But the thing about so I don't know if you know this, but like I did wrestling for a couple years in the form of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Really?
I made a whole video about this. Yeah, it was a huge thing for me.
Do you still do it?
No, I had to stop. I'll send you the video. It's on the channel. It's pinned
Yeah.
on my homepage. But it was like kind of a sad story. I had to quit for a specific reason. I have bad
Oh, wow.
skin. Anyways, the thing about wrestling is that you use the floor as leverage. So like if you're parachuting, it's hard. Like it'd be hard to wrestle somebody. Like if you're
Yeah, 'cause
skydiving
you're at
next
the
to
ground.
somebody, and you're like, if you're gonna wrestle in midair and skydive, like you can only just intertwine yourselves. Like you can't pin anybody.
Right. So it'd be a whole new art. Like it'd be a whole new
Right.
category.
This
and, like,
person
type
is
of wrestling.
super talented.
The person who can parachute wrestle.
Yeah,
they've
he's like,
unlocked a
I don't
new-
need a floor. All I need is my body in this parachute, and you're going down, loser.
That's a beautiful. And you're going down. You have to use the momentum of the parachute and like swing and like kick and like swing and like go into it with that force. It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's about it for this game. I think we've like drained
Yes.
drained
It's really cool.
the
I
nectar
loved
out
it.
of this.
Great
Hold
work.
on, let me bring you back. Oh man, Syafire, thank you so much for being here. This was a
Oh my gosh.
this was such a good time.
Thank you
Ex-
for bringing me on. I'm honored. It was so much fun. Thanks for putting so much time and energy into the game too. It turned out really good. And I'm really excited to see how you continue to push the virtual space, because I haven't really seen a lot of people doing anything like this. And I think largely because like the people who would be interested in it don't have like the collection of skills plus the interest. Like you have the skills needed and the interest. And I'm just really excited to see like where you take everything. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for everybody who came out from my stream, and thank you everybody from Woody's stream for listening to some of my story.
Oh my gosh, that was such a very deeply personally that was such a compliment. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's an honor to know you, to be able to have you on a stream, and also to be able to share the space and your energy here with us. Y'all, if you're from my side, I make it sound like there's like different like gangs or something. If you're
From
like,
my realm,
if you're one of my people,
my virtual world.
like go check out Syafire's stuff. Like her work is so encouraging. The just how hard in the paint she goes with what she does for like, and the people she helps. And the other thing I never said during this whole stream is that like it's amazing that to me just the way you are with other people too, like the like you know so many people in your stream, and you like remember things about them, and you ask them about stuff, and it's super sweet. So like you're a fantastic person and a fantastic artist and a fantastic VTuber. So thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind to me. Thank you.
All right, that's it. That's our show.
That's
Thanks
a wrap,
everybody.
folks.
All right, I'm gonna cut